this sweet lake house on Alderaan. Now it's gone, she gone. Now there's a class action lawsuit against the Empire, and think we got a pretty good case. I'm Nick. To my left is Colby, and to my right is Seth, and we're here for CoverJudger.com. This is part 3 of the Hits January edition, and we are going to talk about Star Wars Issue 1. It just came out on Marvel. Lightsaber noise. It used to be on Dark Horse, now it's on Marvel.
Because the rights, or Lucas Arts was bought by Disney, and they own Marvel. And so with that conflict of interest between Marvel and Dark Horse, the Marvel regained rights to the comics of Star Wars, and now we have new Star Wars comics.
Classically, I always think of Star Wars comics as being like way too far gone. They are about some hermit on Tatooine that was never in the movies, and like I don't care about their adventure. I want to get down to the normal characters.
Yeah.
I want Luke, I want Chewbacca, I want my boy R2.
Yeah, this is the first Star Wars comic I've ever read.
Yeah.
Me too. And why is that, do you think?
It's got to be because of the characters. And when you open this guy up, just to see, gives you the classic thing, and when you flip that page, I don't know anyone that didn't hear the dun dun. Don't want to break any copyright laws. It is, right?
Yeah.
Did you not hear it just blasting out? You're like, whoa! I don't know.
Yeah, you were reading a Star Wars comic.
Classic Star Wars. When I read C-3PO's voice bubble, it was in a stupid British gold accent, and I was very excited. You know?
Yeah, totally. It is very much playing it straight. The art style matches the look of the movies, the character design, everything.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going for. They're trying to hit with Star Wars fans, and I think, you know, whether that's good or bad, I think they do exactly that. They make a Star Wars comic, a Episode 4, Episode 5 Star Wars comic.
Mm-hmm. It's set between
New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. So that's a perfect point to pick up and throw in some history that we didn't know.
Who draws it? It's written by Jason Aaron.
John Cassidy and Laura...
John Cassidy. Yeah. It's written by Jason Aaron, who we really like. He wrote Scalped, which I have not read. Love him so much. He writes Southern Bastards right now, Men of Wrath, Thor, who is a lady now.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just...
Wields the hammer better than the man.
She win that fight?
Thor. Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good for her. We love Jason Aaron, and the fact that they got a big gun like him to write this new Star Wars means they really, really are pushing for this to take off pretty big. And I'm sure
from
it
the
did.
number of variant covers they released.
All 400 of them.
Yeah, they're definitely...
There was a ton.
I don't know, 100 or something crazy. 25, 30.
We got the Scotty Young one. A little,
Issue 2's got the Han Solo action figure.
Oh, really?
Cover.
Or was it worth $6? So, this has been surrounded by hype. Like, more so than any
Totally
any
fell
comic
into it.
in a long time.
Totally fell into it.
I totally fell into it. Was it any good?
I mean, I think we all enjoyed it, right?
I did. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was a good read. I felt like I was reading a Star Wars comic. I felt like I was watching a Star Wars movie, even. It's silly like the movies are. It's, you know, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only aspect of the comic that I didn't enjoy so much is that they are trying to reference the movies so much. I mean, obviously the characters are in it. Obviously they get the characters right, but more so than that, they're using lots of referencing dialogue, lots of referencing, like a guy loses his arm or his hand in this one, just like Luke does, just like Vader does in the early ones.
Or in the cantina.
Exactly, yeah. There's just
Obi-Wan takes that dude's arm off.
very much referencing the movies, and I don't know if it affected you guys as much as it did me.
Well, yeah, it makes you wonder if, because these are the characters that we as older individuals know and fell in love with on the big screen. The younger folks that started with, episode 1, 2, and 3.
And that's me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen the early Star Wars, like the first 3 Star Wars movies. It's not lost on me. I mean, I didn't see them in the theaters, but I've watched them plenty of times.
I mean, they don't have any reason to draw us back in, I don't think, but do you think this might be a deliberate way to draw us in now so that we catch that movie?
I see it more as a ploy to reference something that the fans will see right away. And it's almost too obvious. It's too easy. That's what I don't like about reboots. I don't like about these new movies is that they are too referential. They hold these movies in a high esteem, and they should. They're good movies.
For sure.
But they're not. They're doing something different, a new story we haven't heard, but they're not trying hard enough.
You want new ground broken?
Yeah, I want these the characters that we love still haven't been explored enough.
Sure.
So the characters don't have to change, but they can experience new things,
Grow a little.
and they can say new lines of dialogue.
That's fair.
Right,
But
but
we don't
to-
need
to- to- yeah.
We don't need Obi-Wan
And
to
this
say
dialogue-
"run" to Luke at the end of the issue, because that's what he says to him at the end of episode 4.
That's true, but I mean, it's definitely picking up at a spot where nobody knows the true power of Darth.
Yeah.
And it's evident when in the sniping, Chewbacca trying to snipe Darth Vader, and we all know that's never going to happen because the Force is all powerful. But I just wonder if, and we might be beating this to death with the time allotted, but if the favorite part of Star Wars on a movie perspective is quite often either A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back.
Definitely.
So why not start right where New Hope left off and just ride the wave?
And if they draw these references back a little bit as the issues progress, that'll be fine. I won't hold it against them. But
Totally.
if it's stuck in trying to
No, I
be,
see your point. I think that's like I said when my first reading, I was kind of nonplussed, but my second reading was like, wow, this is kind of what was missing from the movie. Is the dialogue's better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's some detail, especially like I said off camera before too. Suddenly they're building these Death Stars and we're not knowing how they're built, but each movie has a new Death Star, and this is giving us some detail as to
how that
happened, which is awesome.
You buy one on Simoon.
Right.
The big lots of the universe, apparently. I really liked that Luke Skywalker's wearing that weird yellow jacket from the end of episode 4. And I also, something I didn't like, there is too much going on behind Chewbacca's eyes. If you look at them, check this out. They were cold, dead dog eyes in those movies.
Yeah.
And this is he's thinking a lot. Should I shoot him? I don't know.
We have
It's not a deal breaker, but I thought it was kind of weird.
a Wookiee that's able to think critically. Is that what you're?
Yeah, it's like a problem-solving hamster instead of a big dumb Wookiee. But it's fine. He should be smart. He has a bowcaster. That's sweet.
It's true.
It kind of looks like these guys left that ceremony and went right to this mission. Based on what they're wearing.
Would you like some champagne? I got this
Gotta
thing
go.
to do.
Gotta get
Thanks for the
Simoon.
medal, though. Gotta get to Simoon. There's a sale.
Yeah.
How about the characters? I thought Han was same old Han. Cracking jokes.
They get the characters right.
Yep.
C-3PO is C-3PO.
C-3PO.
However you like
C-3PO.
him, that's who he is.
I did
R2
like
is
that it wasn't
adventurous
bogged
and-
down by a lot of, this is who Han Solo is.
Oh yeah.
You're definitely supposed to know who these characters are, but if you were
True.
an 8-year-old, I think you could still read this and be like, these guys are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That robot just barfed, Stuff like that. It's kind of cool. And Princess Leia got a lot of butt kicking in, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Darth was super brutal, which is how
And
Darth is supposed to
mysterious.
be. And mysterious. Does he even talk?
Very little. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, he says,
Yeah.
wait, I sense.
Yeah, that's it though.
That's it.
If I had to grade it, I would say
It was a Wookiee after him. And
it's
then some other
probably
stuff.
got 8 out of 10 for me or something like that.
Sure.
I liked it a lot. I would read it the next issue for sure. It's got me hooked. I would just say the irks, the little tiny nitpick things, kept it from being the best comic that I read this month.
Now, do you guys think that this is going to be... So one of the fun things that I liked as a kid about Star Wars was there was a sense of danger, but most of those guys are going to die. Like, Luke Skywalker is not going to die.
Right.
But, like, when he gets his hand cut off, you're like, oh my god! Like, it's the same here, only we know for a fact they cannot die because it's in between two movies. Is there too much, what do you want to say? Like, is there too much stuff that Jason Aaron has to follow?
Too much. He has to stay the line.
He has to stay the line. So sometimes, like, in Axis, a Marvel event, I feel like Rick Remender is completely underused because he has to.
Yeah,
he must get through this story this way. He does not have much artistic, he doesn't have any sort of license to do anything else. And I feel that's the same thing with this, where maybe Jason Aaron is like a specialist in Star Wars. Who knows? I'm not sure. Like, Grant Morrison is obviously a specialist in DC. So,
I don't know.
Multiversity is that way. I don't know. I have a feeling that it's going to be... This is what we're going to get every month.
At least from this,
Yeah.
it
has
title.
to be, but
Yeah.
people will want it.
Yeah, no, but I was into it.
It's a crowd pleaser for sure.
It's borderline fan service in like a
Yeah,
nice way.
that's my irk. That's my nitpick. Is
Mhm.
it comes across in subtle ways as fan service,
Mhm.
which is fine. But I would rather it be a meaningful, character-driven exploration of these people.
Do you think that the Princess Leia spinoff or the Darth Vader spinoff will be something like that?
I hope. I mean, they are character
Mhm.
titles, so that's what you would hope.
Mm-hmm.
What my biggest hope for all of these Star Wars comics is that when I watch the movies again, I'll just have a richer understanding of the people,
Mhm.
of the characters. I will be like,
Definitely.
I'll watch these movies and say like, oh yeah, it kind of fits. It makes sense that this person progresses between these movies like this because I've read these comics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a big thing to happen to them for it to be important. You just want to see characters evolve, want to see characters their depth increase.
Mhm.
That's it. You don't. Yeah. I think the biggest, probably the easiest complaint to make is that obviously we know nothing. Darth Vader can't die in these comics,
Right.
but that's not a realistic complaint.
Mm-hmm.
We know Superman's never gonna die,
Yeah.
but
Until it's a huge event. And I
he
buy
comes-
25
and then he comes
copies
back.
because he got punched to death.
But yeah, I think
Super fun.
super good comic.
Yeah. Art was fine.
All right, next month.
So next month, we're probably going to start talking about Darth Vader. That comes out. I always am very scared of saying his name. Kieran Gillen.
Yep.
He's writing it. He writes The Wicked and Divine. He writes Angela, Asgard Assassin. He wrote Phonogram. He's on a roll right now. And this Darth Vader, the art is really cool. There's a preview in the back of Darth Vader walking into Jabba's palace. One of my favorite places in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, it's
multiverse.
interesting. I want to know why the hell Darth Vader's walking into Jabba's palace.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Darth Vader's more of a white-collar criminal.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Jabba is a sleazy piece of crap that even looks like a sleazy piece of crap.
Drug lord.
Drug lord / rancor owner
Yeah.
and abuser.
got
But
all
yeah, next month, I think you said 2 issues are coming out of Darth
2
Vader?
issues in February. Yeah.
So we're definitely going to talk about some Darth Vader. So, tune in. Cover Judges the Hits for February.
yeah, thanks for checking it out. Tell us how
Thanks,
you
guys.
liked it.
Thanks, everybody.
Comment on it.
Please comment. Let us know if we're completely wrong, if we are making huge mistakes. We would love to know about them. So,
Yeah, suggestions of new comics, anything.
mm-hmm.
All right.
Cheers.